Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Battlefield 3 commentary. And in this one, it's not going to be about the gameplay, it's going to be about a story I have to tell you guys. And as far as my inactivity on YouTube lately, I apologize. I've just been getting a little burnt out on making videos. It's like how writers get what's called writer block, where they just can't write anymore because they can't really think of what to write. It's kind of the same way with us YouTubers. We get like video block. I don't know what you would call it, but we get burnt out on making videos every now and then, and you'll see us take like breaks and stuff like that. But this happens with me like every so often, so that's the reason why I haven't been posting too much on YouTube lately. But I'm back making videos, and I got some awesome shit planned for you guys. But as far as this story that I have to tell you guys, it's an interesting one, and as a matter of fact, it only happened about 20 minutes ago. So if you hear sirens in the background, that's part of the story, because this story entails how my sister was involved as well, and how a transition from forgetting to say thank you for holding a door open to a kid getting shot. That's a crazy transition, right? Usually when somebody holds the door open for you and you don't say thank you, they'll probably give you a little snarky remark or just completely forget about it. And that's usually what happens, and that's it. It usually doesn't lead to somebody getting shot. But here in New York City, I mean, sky's the limit as to what can happen. I've seen people with guns in their pants accidentally shoot themselves because they think they're cool handling a gun and whatever, and they have the safety off, and a loud bang followed by a hole in their foot isn't fun for them, apparently. But having the gun was fun. But I've also seen kids on roofs shooting MAC-10s, you know, trying to show it off to their friends. And I know the difference between a firecracker, the sound of a firecracker, and the sound of a gunshot. And I know some of you guys out there, well, so would anybody. Trust me, these days with firecrackers, sometimes it really is difficult to tell the difference. Because there are some firecrackers out there that have firepower like crazy. But when you hear a gunshot compared to a firecracker, you know the difference, because you usually don't hear people screaming. With firecrackers, you don't hear people going, oh my god, you know, running around like a chicken without a head. That's not usually what happens. Usually you hear a couple of laughs, maybe a little girl screaming or somebody getting scared, but that's it. You usually don't hear people screaming, and you usually don't hear cops coming from every direction. And what happened was that my sister held the door open for a woman that lives in this building. And apparently her and my sister got into an altercation because of the fact that she didn't say thank you to my sister. And the thing that started it was just that my sister was like, oh, at least you could say thank you for opening the door. And, you know, I'm not going to, like, sugarcoat it and say, oh, my sister's an angel. She wouldn't be nasty in the comment. Knowing my sister, she probably said it in a more than, you know, nice way. And that led to one thing where they started arguing, apparently. And then the lady apparently said that she's going to get her brother. And I don't know why she would get her brother for this small little argument, but she decided to do it. And her brother comes out with a gun. I know, that's just ridiculously retarded. Why in the fuck of it would you risk your freedom by shooting somebody just because of the fact that she said something about somebody not saying thank you for her holding the door open? And no, it was not my sister that got shot, by the way, because I know that's kind of the way I'm making this story seem. Wow. But what had happened was my sister's cousin or friend, like usually in New York City, people who are friends, they start considering themselves cousins after a while. I don't know why, but people just like to tack on people to their family without others knowing. It's like every day I have a new cousin or a new whatever to my family. It's like that's not my true cousin, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But what happened was my sister's friend steps in and says something to the lady, or I think this happened before the guy came out. The details are still really sketchy because it happened 20 minutes ago, but I'm pretty sure the story is going to change like it always does. But this is as far as I know. He said something to the lady before her brother came out, and then when her brother was there, I guess she pointed him out or something like that, and the guy started pointing the gun at everybody, including my sister. And I was upstairs while this happened, and I was playing Arma 2, because Arma 2 is a freaking awesome game. If you haven't checked out Arma 2, get it, because it's awesome. It might not be your game at first, you might, you know, have to get used to it, but That's usually what happens with those type of games. But anyways, I'm getting off point. Apparently he started waving the gun in people's faces and saying, "I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you," or some shit like that. And then he popped the shot at my sister's friend and shot him in the stomach. And it was only one shot because I heard the shot. Then I heard like him bragging about it, I think. I'm pretty sure he did not teabag the individual that he shot. Because usually in life, that's not what people do. People don't shoot somebody and then teabag them because of the fact that that's just, I guess, nobody does that. That makes no sense. But he was bragging about it, I believe, from what I've heard. And he apparently ran into my building. And then I went down. I went into the living room after I heard the shot because I remembered my dad went downstairs. And I just wanted to make sure that my dad was fine. And I ran into the living room. I saw that my dad wasn't there. I saw that my sisters weren't home. So I decided to go downstairs just to make sure everything was all right with my family. You know, because I'm not going to just stand up here and like wait for them to come home after hearing a shot. And I grabbed my pocket knife. I grabbed my ID and everything like that just in case. And I went downstairs. I don't even know why, but I grabbed a smoke grenade that I use for paintball. I don't know. I guess I thought, like, you know, I could use it as cover. In case he starts shooting at me, I could pop some smoke and make an escape. I don't know. But I grabbed the pocket knife. I grabbed a smoke grenade. And I went downstairs just to go see what happened. And I saw my sister's friend laying on the floor with all the blood coming out and everything like that. And mind you, I'm not really the type of guy that's like always getting in shock and everything like that. Or getting scared at that type of stuff. I don't know. With me, I'm just not the type of guy that reacts ridiculously like, "Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh my god, this. Oh my god that." I'm kind of cool, calm, and collected when it comes to that type of stuff. And I know a lot of you guys out there might say, "Wow, you're a heartless bastard." It's not that I just don't care. It's just that freaking out isn't going to help anybody. That's the bottom line. You freak out, shit is going to go really bad. So, I didn't touch the kid because I know not to I'm not... You know, I'm not medically trained to deal with wounds, gunshot wounds or anything like that, so I didn't want to touch him, seeing as though he got shot in his stomach. You never know what it could mess him up if I roll him over or anything like that. And I saw my sister, who was crying because she knew the guy, and I saw my dad, and I was like, alright, that's good. I know that one sister and my dad are fine. Where's my other sister? So I didn't know where my other sister was. We finally found her. The cops were all over the place and everything like that, and this poor kid is just laying there bleeding like crazy, shot in the stomach. And apparently the guy ran into my building, so you got cops running into my building and everything like that. I had to show them ID to get back upstairs because they weren't letting anybody in the building that didn't live there. And that's what happened. It's like this kid got shot. All for what? All for somebody not saying thank you? Think of all the hate that has to be behind this guy who shot him to do something like that. Think of all that hate. It's ridiculous. It's like you just shot a kid over nothing, and you're a true asshole. And for that, I hope he spends a good amount of his time in an 8x10 cell, or however the hell that big they are these days. I wouldn't know. I've never been to jail. I'm not the type of guy. Like a lot of people, when I say I'm from New York City, they start thinking, "Oh, he's a thug. He must be the type of kid that's like hanging out on the street corners." Actually, I'm the complete opposite. I can't stand the type of people who stand out on the street corners and act all thuggish. If it was up to me, I'd round up the National Guard, come around here and start rounding those motherfuckers up and sending them somewhere, because obviously they're wasting everybody's time just standing on that street corner. And I'm that type of guy, you know. I can't stand those type of people. I don't like to associate or fraternize with them in any way. I don't like them at all, because usually 9 out of 10 of them are up to no good, shooting some people outside the hood. I couldn't let that slip. But anyways, that's the story. Kid got shot, all because of the fact that somebody didn't say thank you for opening the door. And in no way, shape, or form is it my sister's fault for that kid getting shot, because the blame is 100% on the person who shot him. He had control over the gun. He had control over what his actions were, and he chose to shoot the poor kid. So hopefully he spends, I'll say, if I was the judge and the maximum I could give him is 50 years, I'll give him 50 years. You know, he's like, well, alright, he's in his 30s. You know, life without the possibility of parole. That's it. You want to shoot somebody all over that? I could just imagine what you'll do with something else, you know. But that's the story, and I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. And till next time, guys, peace.